believe that love is an uncontrollable force. It's a silent killer that shows you.
I love being black.
You can call me R.O.D, get 'em right, get 'em, whatever you feel. But at the end of the day, I'll probably go, let's say R.O.D.
R.O.D, man. R.O.D, brother. Welcome to the Say Your Peace podcast.
Appreciate you, fam. Sure.
I appreciate this, brother. The reason why I appreciate this, brother, because he's an upstanding man. If you check out some of his work, which I'll be dropping on this episode, it's all about elevation. It's positivity. He pours his heart out onto a mic. You also an MC, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Man, that's kind of what got me into poetry. Honestly, poetry is like a side thing until music right now and MCing.
Yeah.
It's not only oversaturated. I feel like it's misunderstood on many levels, even from the artists ourselves. So I had to sit back and reflect, and within the midst of me sitting back, I got more into poetry, and that's when I learned, okay, I actually got something here too. So that's kind of how that came about for me.
Yeah. And I think it's just a dope game, because I always say, all love the MCs, because I started off with hip hop, and not being a hip hop artist, but in terms of like my influences, like Lupe Fiasco and stuff like that. Those are the guys I look to, like cultivating my style. But I always say, nobody can mess with the spoken word poets. That underground,
bro. That's a fact, which is crazy.
Yeah.
I feel like poetry, you allowed to dive into certain depths that you can't when it comes to the MC. I was telling my moms about that, because I was telling about this poem called 10 Things That Came to Mind while writing this, and it's lit. I say one, woo doo woo, two, woo doo woo. And she's like, oh, that's pretty dope. I've never seen something like that. Like maybe she's like, in hip hop you get the 1 to the 2 to the 3 to the 4, woo doo, all of that. But they don't really dive in. I was all like, poetry allows that. You know what I'm saying?
It definitely allows you to go deeper, because I don't know, you make music. It's kind of like a structure sometimes. You gotta stick to like a 16 or something, or something like that, and a bridge
and all of that, especially right now.
Yeah.
It's crazy. You make music? You be ready?
All right. I made one track in my
Okay.
life. I got kind of discouraged, because I showed somebody my music, and they was like, oh, you know what I mean? So I kind of was like, that can deter you a little bit, but
man, bro, that's a fact.
You ever got that?
Bro, so much. Just even, I feel like I tell a lot of people, right? I started posting clips on Instagram, like during COVID, just in my room, and I was very nice with the pen, right? But I would still get certain comments below that mess with me, and then I started to kind of allow that to feed into how I did what I did.
Right.
But then I even had to sit down and be like, all right, bro, like, you could rap, cool. Everybody could rap. You know what I'm saying? You in your bedroom rapping, like, what are you really bringing to the table? You know what I'm saying?
Right.
But without hearing those comments, I don't think I would have analyzed it like that.
Yeah.
I started to get frustrated. Oh, they think I ain't whoop. It's all right, let me show them. But it's like, I realized I had nothing to talk about.
Yeah.
So that's where a lot of the critique came, but it's necessary sometimes.
I feel like a lot of artists ain't got nothing to talk about, so, or they dumbing themselves down. I feel like there's a lot of dumbing themselves down. Kind of like, you ever watched the movie Forrest? What is it?
Forrest Gump?
Not Forrest Gump. It's a movie. Robin Williams, and it was this black dude. Well, anyway, Robin Williams was working with this black dude, but he was like a genius.
Okay. Robin Williams or the black dude?
Robin Williams was the teacher.
Okay.
And he ran into the black dude, right? And he was trying to dumb himself down to kind of fit in with his peers. And I feel like a lot of us black men, we do that sometimes because we don't want to be, we don't want to seem a certain type of way. We don't want to seem smart. We don't want to seem like we're conscious or we're spiritual in a fear to be labeled as weird or something.
That's so crazy, bro. Because that's a fact. And I feel like that's the biggest the biggest, blockage that we have. You know what I'm saying? Like, for example, you would say a certain word, you do mess around and say, oh, you talking like you white or something. So like, why I gotta be white? You know what I'm saying?
Why I gotta be equated to being white?
Right.
Yeah, I mean, yeah.
You know, it's funny, but it's serious. It's like, come on now, we came from something way bigger than words can even explain. I'm gonna keep it real with you. I'm always look at that, and I tell moms, like, mom's my main source. Shout out moms. We be having deep conversations.
Shout out moms.
You know what I'm talking about?
Yeah.
But I feel like there's people who know Black history as in MLK, Malcolm X, and Rosa Parks, which is dope for sure.
Yeah.
But then there's other people who know Black history and they think of Kunta Kinte. You know what I'm saying? Way deeper, and then it could even go to pharaohs and stuff like that. It's we have so much to us there. There's no way to kind of put us in a box. Yeah. Yet we love the box that we've been put in sometimes. You know, we don't want to get out of that. Yeah. I try my best to be weird on purpose.
Yeah.
You know
Come on now. You got to.
That's what it's about.
You got to. You know, weird is just being extraterrestrial.
Ooh.
You know what I mean? And
that's deep.
When you extraterrestrial, people don't know where you coming from. You feel what I'm saying? I got a partner, he always be like, I like squares because squares got angles. You know what I mean? Like,
that's hard.
Yeah,
that's hard.
So it's I love it because, like, we both brothers, and it's steps in this. I don't know how you was in like your early 20s or whatever. You still kind of like in your mid, right?
Right.
What has the growth been looking like for you? What was your mindset at 18 and like 22 till it is now?
18, bro. I went through something big because I grew up playing basketball, right?
I was gonna ask you that, but I didn't want to assume.
No, you good. I feel like this is a needed conversation, right? I'm gonna try to sum it up, but
do your thing.
My favorite sport from the jump was football. Crazy as it is.
Okay.
Moms wouldn't let me. It is what it is. Fourth grade, my best friend at the time, in fourth grade, he like, hey bro, what you doing this summer? Yeah. I'm like, you my best friend, bro. Whatever we doing. You know what I'm saying? What is we doing this summer? I'm here all like, my stepdad got this basketball team. Come rock with us. Yeah. I'm like, all right, man. I ain't really good at ball. I haven't really been playing it, but I'm like, you my boy. I want to spend more time with you doing this summer. Let's do it. And that's where the journey began. Okay. And I wrote it out all the way to college. But there was a point like junior year of high school. Yeah. I started to be like, okay, we going to practice every day. I'm seeing my boys like they going to do this, hang out, and I can't. Yeah. That's when I first kind of approached this thing of, is this what I want to do? But I'm still in high school at the time. I got time to ignore it. I love the fame and stuff that's coming from it.
Yeah. What high school you went to?
Jeff.
Okay.
But since fourth grade on, I was getting put on to AAU teams with scholarships, getting flights paid for. It ain't like we was doing hella shit. Yeah. Now today I know Vegas ain't really all that special. We was going to Vegas.
You stay in Vegas.
They stay in Vegas, bro. That's what I'm saying.
I think it's the coaches that like that.
Probably.
Right.
Looking back. But it was just a dope experience as a child. You know what I'm saying?
For sure.
But come college, I chose to really make the decision of like, okay, after my first year, I sat down with my coach and I said, look, I don't want to play no more. You know what I'm saying? And this was a huge shift I noticed just for me entirely. Not only was it like, okay, one thing my coach was all like, he said, okay, that's fine, but I mean, based on your grades, I don't think you'll be accepted to any other, and that sat with me, and I told him, I said, that's my point. You know what I'm saying? I'm here hooping, but it's like, if something goes wrong with this, it's my brain, my grades and stuff that I'm gonna need to get out of here with. Right. And you literally telling me based on my brain, I don't see you going nowhere. Right. I needed to fix that, you know what I'm saying? And so once I made that choice, certain people that I will reach out to, I ain't gonna say that they like threw shade or got going from me, but I felt the subtle distance. In my entry into the world as.
How old were you?
19. Okay. I'm saying going on 20.
Yeah.
I started to learn slowly kind of what it was to be a real like black man. You know what I'm saying? Outside of the black men that's hooping. It's always that, oh, he a basketball player.
Yeah, it's a different experience.
Different experience.
Yes.
When I branched off from that, it was like, all right, who am I solely, like just by myself, you know? My growth.
Yeah.
So that's when I started to realize, okay, there's a lot I gotta learn.
Mm-hmm.
I started reading a lot of books.
Mm-hmm.
This is also during the COVID time, but I was at first I was very childlike, you know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
Come like 2021, I wanted to know a lot more.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't have my father that present in my life at the time. I just met my real pops like last year, and it was crazy. I look so much like him as well. You know what I'm saying? But that was dope. I had a dude who stepped up when I was young and was my pops, but he way out the way, so I was kind of just me and moms and my brothers.
Yeah.
But saying that to say, I had a lot of questions that you can't necessarily ask your boys, you know. You can ask moms, but she only gonna know so much. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So I was like, where do I go?
Yeah.
And I found books.
Yeah.
So I started picking up all types of shit. The Way of the Superior Man.
Oh yeah, for sure.
Atomic Habits.
Yeah.
Mastery of Love. Mastery of Self. There's so many, which I feel like we need to read.
Yes.
For sure.
Yeah.
They dropped the gems in there.
Yeah.
But to sum this all up, I feel like the growth has been necessarily challenging.
Yeah.
And progressive. I really can't complain. I feel like every time that, like you told me, like you said, you gotta let this shit break you down to build you back up for real. Right. And I feel like I've been broken down almost enough to where I'm fully in build up mode. You know what I mean? Yeah. So yeah, that's where I am mentally. Man. And yeah.
For sure, man. I think I love the decision you made. You made a very thoughtful decision on your behalf and choices. And I always say, I used to tell my younger brother who used to live with me, I said, look, you just have to make a choice. Being a man is about making a choice. You're not always gonna make the right choice, but you gotta stick with it, ride it out, you know, and eventually you can learn from your mistakes as long as you're taking accountability for them, right?
Right.
And I think you made a great choice in saying, look, this ain't for me. And also realizing that being a black man that's not an athlete is different from being a regular everyday Joe, is because that's what people expect you to be. You know what I mean?
Sure.
Oh, you hoop, then you get this some type of privilege in other people's mind, validation for that, but it's only because you do something well that half the planet can't do. You know what I mean?
Right. To some extent, that's big. I don't know. It's like a subtle, something that you, I don't know, learn subtly. Like I want to ask you, take this moment, like, when did you first realize not only you was a black man in America and this world, but what that meant?
Oh yeah. Ooh.
Cause it come with some shit.
It come with some shit. And I'm gonna try to break this down.
Okay.
So we in California, and I want to say, we can't really escape the shadow of race or racism. Okay. Now, while racism may not be as physical here in California, it's definitely structural, right? It's in all the institutions. Like yourself, I play sports. I play football.
Okay.
I played for this school in West Contra Costa called DVC. I love football. Wanted to go to the NFL. That was my desires. East Sleeping drank this shit. Okay, so I had a couple of, I had the grades to go X, Y, and Z, but I didn't have the coaches to really behind me to go find scholarships for me, right? So I ended up at a junior college, and I bounced that way because I was living in Martinez for a little bit, and I was just trying to put my head down and work and get a scholarship, get up out of there so I can finish my thing. Okay. I got hurt, and I used to hang with my brother. This is during, like, we coming off the hyphy movement, right? Okay. So we turned it up with Concord, right? We turned it Concord out. Like, they not used to, you know what I mean, some cats from the town doing woo-woo. Man. So they had, like, this perception of us. I had this white coach. Love to put all his white players in position to make plays, do X, Y, and Z. And me, he was kind of just like, I want you around. I know you're a physical guy and da-da-da-da-da-da.
What was your position?
I played safety.
Okay.
So I went from outside linebacker to safety, so it was a learning curve, but I was making it.
Definitely.
So I say all that to say, you know what I mean, one day I'm getting treatment in a athletic training room. My brother come up to me, he go, "Hey bro, I need to talk to you outside." I'm like, "Can it wait?" He like, "Nah, I need to talk to you right now." He like, "Man," I was like, "All right," bailed out. He was like, "Man, they talking about we stole an Xbox and some books."
Oh, bro.
What?
That's kind of wild. That happened to my boy. That's wild.
Xbox and some books, right? I was like, first of all, I ain't had a key. How I'm gonna get in your locker room? It's supposed to happen in the boys' basketball. Like they was like, he did it, blah 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 blah. So my coach, who I'm thinking have known me for the past 2 years, that he was gonna have my back. White dude, right? Boom. So I already knew. He took me out in the meeting to go meet with the basketball coach. Basketball coach all rah rah and shit. Woo woo.
He white too?
Yeah, he was white too. So they jammed me up. It's
Right.
just the scenery, right? Two white dudes, me in the middle of a supposed crime. Nobody called the police. Nobody did nothing. But he's accusing. He's been accusatory, right?
No proof,
None. So I get there. He was like, just give me the books, give me the Xbox, blah 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 blah. You didn't ask me what happened. Do I know anything about it? You just go straight. I was like, you know what? It's not like that. You know what I mean? So my coach was like, we had that conversation on the way back walking to the meeting. He was like, if I ever find out you did this, it's gonna be hell to pay for you.
That's crazy, bro.
So I say all that to say, when I first realized that being a black man was being that you're guilty before you even open your mouth, step foot in the door, you already you have a perceived guilt that you've done something. So that opened myself to a realization like, okay, it's on and popping. I gotta defend myself on a lot of different fronts that I may not even know. You know what I mean?
That's heavy. That I'm sorry to hear that, bro. Too, because I went to Reardon for like 1 year, or not even for a semester. Me and my boy had got up in there off scholarship. Brother Reg. And kind of like the same thing happened to him. Like I guess he playing football or something. But this was when it was all boys at the time too. By the way, it's co-ed now.
Okay.
Which ain't cool because when I would have probably stayed, you know what I mean. But they just I guess throwing a football or something and it hit a light or some shit and it came down and he got in trouble for it and got kicked out. I'm like, bruh, that ain't.
He got kicked out.
And got kicked out. It was a light. Exactly. You know what I'm saying? I don't know if it was more to it if they were setting it up, but it's like. I already knew, like, but it ain't no way. Why these motherfuckers got a slap on the wrist?
Yeah.
You know what I'm talking about?
There's no chances. You don't get no second chances.
And I wasn't necessarily in that position, but I was like, I know brother was hot. Like, he was pissed off. You know what I mean? He was doing football, too.
Yeah.
So to hear that story, it's like, wow. Especially they put you in a corner, just you and bro. Yeah. But that's a lot.
Yeah. It's very isolating and many other things, you feel me? But, I definitely say that was the first realization. You know what I mean?
How was you at that time?
I was 19.
19. See,
yeah. So,
what are some things that you do to stay level? I feel like we go through a lot.
Yeah.
I made that. I don't know if you heard the poem "To the Black Man at Work."
I don't think I heard that.
It's a poem that's it's more of a scene,
Okay.
This is like a poem where I'm low key acting on the real, trying to cash y'all into the moment, but it's really about how, I'm in the same uniform as this other dude, but you gonna mug me, you gonna treat me a certain way, you gonna deal with me a certain way, and if I am to act on how you treat me, I'm out of pocket, like you said, guilty before we even open our mouths, and it's like. We deal with that on a daily basis, but we keep it contained.
Yes.
You know what I'm saying?
Yes.
And for any regular motherfucker, that's enough to burst.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So I was gonna ask you, how do you keep from exploding amidst all of the tension being put on you?
Man, bro, another good question. It's really the grace of God. It's really the grace of the Most High, and realizing that. That I'm here for a deeper reason for just that moment and what it inflicted on me. I had my times where I wasn't so centered and I did blow up at times. But just realizing that did nothing for me. right? Realizing that people want to pull your strings, they want to poke at you, you know, and realizing that like all of this shit is deeper than that. They want you to validate who they believe you are, right? So it takes a lot of preparation of meditation, prayer, working out, reading, all of those things to kind of center your zen or
Right,
your chi. You know what I mean? Because when you go out there, I always say, man, you got to go out there, man, and be prepared for the slip ups. You feel what I mean? Because they gonna try to poke at you. Somebody gonna try to do something to you because they think you supposed to be this type of person.
Right.
You know,
right.
I remember I was in Antioch one day, and you know what I mean? I pulled up to the parking spot. This dude had his door open. I was trying to put my groceries in the car, and he was well, I don't know if he was white or Latino or whatever. He had this big F-150. I was like, right, you already know, little man complex, bro. And I said, hey brother, can you close your door so I can get in my car?
Mm-hmm.
Oh yeah, I'll be 1 minute. He gonna start saying 59, 58. I said, hey.
Oh nah, bro.
You see what I mean?
Yeah, that's crazy.
Yeah, so,
they count down.
yeah, but they be playing with you, so it's just.
Was he moving slow with them?
Yeah, he was moving slow, but he seen my face after that because I wasn't about to do no more talking after that. And then he was just like, all right. He got up out of here. He scurried up out of here.
Play too damn much. Shit ain't funny.
Man, bro, you a grown man. Let me ask you this though.
Talk to me.
What do you believe was your rites of passage in becoming a man?
Ooh. Yeah. Rites of passage. I feel like it's crazy. I feel like that topic goes right into this question. I feel like that is a rite of passage of understanding how to maintain composure.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Instead of exploding, understanding the role that I have. I'll speak for me personally. You know, I am a middle child. You know, on my dad's side, I got my sister, love her to death. She made sure we all got connected. Shout out sis. But within my intermediate is my mom's, my younger brother who is 19 now. There's me, finna be 26 Tuesday, and there's my older brother. You know what I'm talking about? There's my older brother who is I think like 33, 34. But he, you know, he doing his own thing. He out the way. We still in touch and all that. But I feel like I got a role within my household, and you know, it's like when you have kids. Okay, there's a lot of stuff like that Rodney goes through personally. But your kid ain't gonna see nothing other than the result of what you showing them. You know, so you gotta get through all of that to show your son. All right, despite my anger, you gotta be calm. You know, this, that, and the third. And I feel like understanding that, you know, even not having kids, but just understanding that for yourself and your inner child,
for sure,
is solidifying. Like, okay, rites of passage. You understanding this because if you start exploding, if you popping off at the mouth every time you're upset, or if you fight that dude who count down, you know,
trick you out your position.
You know what I'm saying? And that's showing that like you still got some growing to do. Ain't nothing wrong with it. Like we said, that's a lot of stuff that'll make anybody pop. You know. But that's what comes with this skin, and that's why at the end of the day we are promised the promised land. You know what I mean?
The promised land. Definitely. Is that inside or outside? What is the promised land? What is that to you, man? Like what that look, what heaven look like?
Heaven look, that's definitely, I'll say heaven is for sure internal. You know, it's a state of mind when you got enough understanding of everything to where nothing could affect you because you get it, you understand it all. You know, even a racist person, it don't affect me because I understand why you racist. You either, you know, if I wasn't melanated, I'd be mad too. I'm gonna keep it real. But you know, to describe the promised land, shit, I'm still trying to learn. But I will say it's a unified land that runs off of nothing but morals and principles. You don't get slandered for anything other than that. You know, if you're not moving according to principle, moving according to this agreed law of it takes a village to raise a child. If you acting like you ain't a part of the village, then you get slandered. But you know, if you just, I don't know, that's the only way to go about it. We throw shade at each other for all types of reasons currently that ain't got shit to do with nothing. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So that's what it looked like to me.
Are you spiritual, religious?
I like to use the term spiritual.
Okay.
Since a young age, I've been in the church since young. You know, my auntie was constantly on that, and my mom would take us and stuff, but it never was really my thing, church itself. Yeah. But never once have I strayed from God, who I now call the creator. I'm still trying to figure things out, but I never felt like I was at danger anywhere I stepped. I would tell my mom this. I'm like, I don't care if I'm in the hood, I'm not scared because I really don't feel like God wants me to die yet. I don't see him wanting me going for any reason right now. You know what I'm saying? So there's nothing to fear because he moves all things. So I try to keep that understanding of spirit and move according to that. I do want to say, like, I feel like there's a lot of Christians who strayed from Christianity with all of the things being said about it now. Yeah. And they want to say, okay, I'm spiritual, yet the only thing that they're missing is the spiritual law. You can't bounce from Christianity and be like, I'm spiritual, but then follow no moral, nothing. You know what I'm saying? You're doing everything with no guidance. Look into spirituality, what it is, and learn it really, and then take that step and really stand on it, and that's what I'm currently working on. That's why I asked you these questions as far as like keeping your balance and stuff like that, because I'm like, these are some challenges I'm currently dealing with.
And just along that, like you said, you got all the tools within you to stay steadfast in that mission. If the antagonizing force, whatever people want to call that antagonizing force in the spiritual realm, the more you do for the Most High, is the more the antagonizing force want to pull you the other way, because they know you're a soldier. So they want to, let's isolate the soldier. Let's pick at the soldier, so the soldier can't show up for what the Most High needs you to show up for. You know what I mean?
That's big, no, for sure big. It's temptations right there.
And then I used to consider myself a Christian, and but I remember I was in this program called the Upward Bound program, and there was this man, this brother I looked up to, older black brother. He was prominent in the civil rights movement, and he used to always come in there. He said, "How you gonna consider yourself a Christian and you ain't never read the Bible?" A lot of Christians ain't read the Bible.
That's a fact.
I went back to school. I went to this HBCU, and I had a religious course. I started studying every religion, and after that, I thought I didn't believe in God no more.
What was you finding?
Man, I was finding out that religion was bullshit. And that was just me, and I was just like, especially the Bible, it's like it was homophobic, it was sexist, it was racist, it was a lot of stuff in there in that doctrine, and I was just saying, I was calling myself Christian this whole time, and I didn't know this was in there. Right? So I started shedding layers, and then I was like, spirituality, right?
Okay.
And then that scared me a little bit. And then I started, because all this shit is about is remembering who you are. Know thyself, because we get born in this country, and because of everything that went on within our tribe of people here, we lost that sense of self. So everything is going back, like the break you down to build you up. Everything is going back, is happening to you, is so you can remember the divinity within yourself.
That's a fact, bro. That's for sure a fact. I was gonna say, since you did the research, or not the research, you had the course, and was doing research, how would you, in your own words, like no set definition, but how do you define spirituality? Because people might confuse religious with spirituality, or they like, what even is spirituality? How would you define it?
It's a feeling.
Okay.
Think about your stomach. When something is wrong, your stomach will tell you before your head tells you. When something is wrong, you'll get the chills. When something is right, you'll be at calm. Your nervous system will be here. Religion is more like the mind, whereas you're trying to either put things into the box, quantify things, and make something, and just think about things as a whole, as an ideal, right? If this makes sense.
Like this set.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Okay.
But the spirit is innately moving. It keeps moving. And the reason why a lot of us fail sometimes, even myself, because I still fall short, you know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
It's the mentalism. We keep tricking ourselves, tricking our own selves out of position. Overthinking it. You know what I mean? We can have a situation. Sometimes we got to sit back and let things be.
Okay.
You know what I mean? If that makes sense.
It do. I feel like that's a great description you said in your stomach.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, man. If you just follow, I guess we could call that first instinct.
Yeah.
Almost gut feeling and stuff.
Yeah.
It do make sense because when you said that, I instantly start going into, I guess, the chakra. You start feeling, and there's something, it'll like quiver or something. You know, that makes sense. If it's quivering, shoot, get up out of there. If it's cool,
yep, if it's cool. You like, yeah, okay.
Hell yeah.
Yeah, you ever been out with like a nice young lady?
Come on.
And she and you just feel a calm with her. You can smile. You ain't really looking this way. You ain't really looking that way. You kind of like, we chilling, we talking. And I use women because I feel like they're so beautiful, and the ones that can really like garner that type of respect and admiration from men, right?
Yeah.
Because of how they show up. And then it's the ones you kind of like, you know what I mean?
Got that feeling.
Yeah. You kind of like, all right, we ain't really connecting so much.
I feel you.
It's a displacement.
That's a big shoe. That's a topic within itself right there. The women, man. I feel like all women. I just want to say this: we love y'all regardless. But we all on our healing journeys. I do feel like y'all gotta understand. You know what I'm saying? Right now, it ain't so easy to be a man. I know it ain't easy to be a woman. Yeah. But I feel like that's a whole thing. Yeah. We respect a woman who knows that it ain't easy to be a woman, but she also respects the fact that it ain't easy to be a man.
Come on, man.
You know what I'm saying? And that's, I feel like, what we asking for. I'll give you your gratitude of, okay, woo, just give me mine back. Yeah. We fucking around, fall in love forever. You never know.
Come on now.
That's
Come on now. You gotta meet each other where you at, right?
You gotta meet each other where we at, you know? Yeah. It's a big thing.
Nowadays it's these unrealistic expectations. You know?
Right.
You know, they want you to already be put together and have a finished product. But you know, some women don't want to already be put together. But nobody put together already.
Come on.
Care if you got $1 billion.
That's a fact.
You know,
still hurting.
You know what I mean? Transformation is ugly sometimes. You can have the greatest brother probably checking for you, but you met him in his transformation stage where you know his gear might not be as right. He might not have a car right now, but he grinding. He got vision.
Swear to you.
Come on.
Swear to you, bro. Man, I'm like, look, I got gems up in here, man.
Come on, man.
And I'm sure we both do. We gonna make it up out of the underground, but you know, all right. I want to ask you this real quick. Do you feel like while you in your I heard you use the word transition, but you know, while you trying to like gather things and get things together, do you feel like a relationship is necessary, or is something that you should hold off on? You know, while you pursuing what you pursuing, because it's like we definitely want that partner. Like you said, you get around a shorty and she just like you forget all the dangers of the world. You know, you at home. Yeah. But then again, sometimes I know for me, I'm like those dangers are what make me go after. You know what I'm saying? And being with you, I forgot it was dangerous.
Spot on, keep going, man.
You know, I got with you, forgot it was dangerous. Yeah. And then you mad at me because I'm a little not as sharp or on my 10 as much. You know, at least an imbalance sometimes, I feel like.
Yeah. So as a man, you gotta be dangerous. You gotta be uncomfortable because that's where growth is. And like it goes back to what you said, like men gotta understand women and women gotta understand men. I think that book you read, a superior man allows you, a powerful man, to understand women, but still operate in his divine masculinity.
Good ass book, man.
Yeah. It's a lot of stuff I'm still trying to wrap my mind around in that book because I was raised in how I think, right?
Okay.
And killing the ego. But back to the question. Transformation is ugly. Now, relationships doesn't mean that you always have to commit. I'm here for connection. I'm not here for commitment. I believe if the connection is there, there's always going to be that inner commitment there, that calm there, right?
I feel that, yeah.
Relationships, women are so powerful, they're a reflection to show you who you are. If you are allowing that, if we step outside of our ego. You know what I mean? So we already, even if it's a young lady that, a woman that you're courting or something like that, and y'all might not be official, but y'all still got a relationship, she still can show you a lot about yourself and vice versa. And I believe that's the greatest asset through your transformation. Now, if this woman is not loving enough to understand what you're going through and to be there, don't mean she got to take your shit, but meaning that she knows who you are and she supports the journey you on and she would like to be a part of that journey, man, it ain't nothing like that.
Yeah.
Now, if she don't want to be there, brothers, you got to let her go. No, for real.
Real talk. That's real talk.
You gotta, you know what I mean? You gotta give her resignation papers.
Yeah, this your 2 weeks right there, son.
Yeah.
Damn.
It was good. This ain't gonna work out. So I gave you a verbal warning. This show right up.
Verbal warning. This show got me weak. Okay. Yeah. That's big. I do. I want to touch on that point for sure. A woman kind of is like your reflection. One of the things that book had talked about for me, I got from it was like the world is your mirror, kind of. You know, what you give to the world is going to reflect back to you. You know, and you can't be mad at the reflection. You know what I'm saying? I was telling, I told, again, all right, I'm going to cut out all the times I said I told my mom.
No,
I told my mom, right? I was all like, if I go in the mirror, right?
Yeah.
And it's a stain on my shirt. I can't keep scrubbing the mirror, being mad at the mirror because it's stained on my shirt. I gotta go away from it. I can't be mad at the reflection. Basically, I gotta go out and get a different shirt. I gotta go wash the shirt. I gotta do some of the work myself, and then go right back in front of the mirror to look at the reflection. You know, and I feel like the woman is kind of that same tip. If I am halfway doing my thing, halfway whatever, she's gonna reflect back to me the energy of you half stepping, you know. But it'll take me to actually be out of that ego to understand, oh, this is the reflection. This ain't her tripping or woo. This is the reflection. So if I change this, the reflection could change. But that takes a lot of work because sometimes you be tripping, you know. You never know
for sure.
You know what I'm saying? But it's a lot of mental work, I will say that.
Right. I love that analogy, bro. That's an amazing analogy. And women are so honest with their emotions. You know, I'm not gonna say that y'all right. I'm gonna say y'all honest. And I think sometimes like man, even though we was talking about it and we get into our mentalism and we'll say like, how do you handle yourself in a stressful situation and stop from popping off? Right. Usually women gonna pop off. Men gonna just be like, let me think about this first.
Right. It is what it is or something.
Yeah.
I feel you. Okay.
For sure. So man, talk about like we was talking a little bit before the camera came on about like memorizing pieces and stuff like that.
Okay.
Yeah. What's your? Cause I know like when you get into this game and you know the higher you get, people ask you to do stuff. There's a level of professionalism they want you to bring, and one of those levels of professionalism is actually memorizing your piece. What's your steps to that?
So for me, it all becomes definitely a big process. I feel like I learned it more like October of last year, so only a few months ago. It all started when my auntie said, she said, we want to feel what you're talking about. You know, you telling us, but we want to feel it. and I feel like I heard that before, but it was something about when she said it that really sat with me and made me realize it's the emotion.
Yeah.
That's what spoken word is.
Yeah.
We giving y'all an emotion.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And when people feel that, they'll understand everything else.
Yes.
But can you depict the emotion? And I realized for sure there's no way to depict it while reading off your phone.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
It's kind of hard, you know. I get monotone. I'm very monotone. So if I'm reading, it'll get kind of boring.
Mm-hmm.
So I kind of go about it with trying to figure out what's the emotion that derived this whole poem to begin with. You know what I'm saying? Like to the black man at work. I was working at a job, you know, dealing with rental cars, and I'm sitting in the car just waiting. And one of the dudes, an older dude, you know, I don't know what race it was. I think it was like probably Filipino or something like that. I love my Filipino family for sure. I'll be out in Daly City. We love y'all. You know the deal. But it was just today he had like drove by and kind of mudding. I'm like, bro, like what you want to do? You know what I'm saying? Like if I really get out here and we start tussling, you know what I'm saying? It's not gonna go well. And now I'm the mean dude. Yeah. But it just, you know, it struck my heart so heavily. I had to write about it. And now every time I say it, I kind of come with that type of emotion of like, this some bullshit, you know? So whether it's love, whether it's sadness, grief, depression, happiness, whatever it is, really learn that emotion, and I feel like the words will come naturally, because the second thing about spoken word that I see it is, it's either me having a conversation with y'all or me kind of like bringing y'all to a flashback of where I was when I wrote this. And that's why I said it's kind of like acting almost, you know, you gotta really get in the character. Yep. But you start learning yourself through just getting into that mode, and eventually it sticks, you know. Each art piece becomes like a counseling session, you know.
Wow. Well said. Well said. I concur with all of that. And that brings me to my next thing. You are part of a dope collective of artists. One, my dear partner, Lady Rev, she was on Say Your Piece. Dope, fire. My boy Ron Jeezy, probably one of the greatest hosts I can tell you in the Bay right now.
We love Ron Jeezy.
Popping. Yeah, I mean, Dr. Irvin, shout out to Dr. Irvin, man, because that brother had a vision, and I talked to him about his vision. I salute my brother because, you know what I mean, I'm still learning, right? And everybody else that slides through there. What does that mean to you to have that support circle?
Man, I really love them so much. I love everybody at First Tuesdays because, you know, it's like you said, he had a vision, right? And most times when you got a vision, it's only that, a vision. You know, to really create it into the physical world is a whole nother thing. And I feel like even with me being a artist, you know, just a small piece of the group, you know, I got this vision of my art, how it can touch people, how it can woo, but sometimes you have this vision and you go out to the world and it's like nobody cares. You know what I'm saying? It's just my mind be on some stuff like if a zombie apocalypse happen tomorrow, nobody give a damn that I do poetry. I'm gonna keep it real with you. You know what I'm saying? So just to have a group of people who not only care but they support is like the most important thing you could have, you know. And I'm around a lot of people just full of wisdom, like you said. Lady Rev got wisdom. T for sure got wisdom. Ryan Jeezy, he get wisdom, so he just got it like that. You know what I'm saying? And they helped me grow as an artist and as a person. You know, so it mean the world to me, honestly. You know. Shout out to y'all. I love y'all family for sure.
Man, for sure. Shout out y'all, man. And while we on that topic, you from the city? What part of the city you from?
I be in Daly City for real. I was born in Sac. But when I was like 5 years old, we moved out to Daly City, and I just, you know, I'm in the Mission, Neva. Mom's from Fillmore. You know, so wherever she took me at a young age is where I was at.
Right.
I still don't know it like the back of my hand yet, but I love the city. You know, it's something about it. I guess the livelihood of it that really draw me to it, because Sac is more like Valley, it's quiet. Which is cool for when you want to retire, but I feel like exactly what we doing, you want to have people around. So trying to network.
Yeah. I always say, I used to work in the city. I started really going out there in 2017.
Okay.
And being from Oakland, it was like this slight rivalry, right? But when I went out there and I met the community, I was like, they put me in I was working with the youth in Hunters Point, Sunnydale. Man, it was nothing but love, bro. It was nothing but love. It was like a second home, man. It was just everybody was so, embracing people, and it was just now when I go out there, I love that. Well, the black side.
Right. Come on. It's getting wild.
right.
Yeah, I feel like real recognize real at the end of the day, and that's most likely what it is. If you see somebody who, you know what I'm saying, you could be cut from a different cloth, but it's made out of the same fabric. So I'm gonna respect cotton when I see cotton. If we're gonna stick with the analogy, but I feel like that's what it just become.
Yeah,
thing of respect.
Most definitely. Man, I want to give you your flowers, brother. If y'all come to the first Tuesday open mic, will happen the first Tuesday every month. Host Ron Jeezy, he said it before, and I just want to reiterate that I know you are gonna make your mark in the spoken word community. However that looks for you, I can't tell you that, but I know you're gonna make your mark because of what I see and the knowledge and the work that you putting in, and the craft and the dedication.
You gonna get me blushing up here, man.
Come on, bro.
Man,
we need this, bro, because it's just we sit down and we have to do this, man. A lot of people, when I first came into poetry and decided to do the spoken word stuff, brothers that was older than me didn't pull me to the side, didn't talk to me. It was subtle competition. But man, I decided in my mind, if I see somebody that has immense potential and that just can go so far, I will let them know, because I believe the universe wants you to know that.
I appreciate you, bro. I definitely respect that, and I'm gonna give it right back. Give you your flowers for doing that, because that's a big thing. Definitely the competitive side. You know what I'm saying? I feel like that's kind of what I learned about when I gave up the basketball and stuff too. It's okay, now people well, I don't know if you a threat or if you know what I'm saying. I'm still Rob, bro. I ain't changed at all. I'm still silly. I'm still goofy. But I'm still wise at the same time. But I feel like you listen to Chance Rapper.
Yeah, I listen to something.
You heard his new album?
I didn't even know he had it.
Check it out. He got this one song called No More Old Men. And it's basically saying how we ain't necessarily got those, not necessarily old men, but those more grown figures either giving us our flowers or putting us in check even, you know what I'm saying, or letting us know, look, okay, you with your boys and stuff, that's cool, come talk to me real quick. You slipping on your pimping, bro. Watch out, keep your focus with the whoop. All right, now go back and do what you're doing. So I definitely appreciate you for taking the time out to say this, to bring me onto your platform, bro. I thank you. And we gonna stay connected, you know what I'm saying?
For sure.
Off the rip.
Oh yeah, we gonna stay connected. And just with that, and I have to throw that out there. Ain't like we stopping right now. You gotta leave. I have to throw that out there because I can't time my go off of this sometime in the battery.
You straight?
But to go a little deeper into that, I remember I love anecdotes. So I remember I was working in Pasadena. That's LA County, right?
Okay.
And I was 20 years old, and it was his brother. He was an ex-gangbanger, and he had a big bravado. He wasn't a big dude. He was kind of short, but he had bravado about him, and I had a lot of respect. And before I got into that job, the women in there was like, "Oh, I don't like him," because blah blah blah. I don't listen to that because I gotta make a judgment for myself. Right. Anybody can say something about a person, but who are you to run along with another person's narrative without?
You ain't even get your own.
Exactly, right?
That's good.
So the first encounter I had with this brother, I'm 20, you know what I mean, and I ain't had no belt on, and I'm working with the kids, and my pants sagging. And he say, "Come here, bro." Yeah, I think he was like 28, 29. And his name was Jason, man. Shout out Jason. I hope you see this, man. You're a good brother. He was like, Herb, I just want to tell you, this is what I tell all the kids that come in and out of here. We can't be sagging up in here, man. It just don't look. It's just not a good presentation for the rest of the younger people. You're not. I believe in you, and you have to be able to demonstrate, what you want them to see. You know what I mean? And so he was like, I don't know if you got a belt. If you don't got a belt, I'll give you one. But next time, I want to see you with a belt on. And I didn't, man, what you mean? I ain't got no belt. I said, hey, Jason, man, I appreciate that.
Man,
Work with a belt on, bro.
You know what I mean? Nah, that's real. Little things, you know what I'm saying? And it's like, I feel like we be thinking this, like you was probably thinking that already, but it's just without, it's so many different things. Like I said, we get put in a box, and then sometimes when you born in that box, to go out of it, you don't know, is this right? Am I actually doing the right thing, or is this box here for a reason?
Right.
So I feel like the demeanor of we this, that, and third, we ain't to be played with. The sagging that come with that. Sometimes it's like to pull the pants up. It's like, man, is this corny? Is this But when an older head come in and be like, no, it's not. Put the belt on.
Exactly.
It's helpful. I had a mentor in middle school. His name was Malik Wade. Changed my life forever. Love you, family. But at the time, you know what I'm saying, I'm young, but he a very conscious brother. He went to he went to prison too.
I believe that love is